Top of the morning to ya, everybody, or whatever time of the day you may be watching this. Welcome back to Owlboy, where we continue our good old adventures with Otus and Geddy, the dynamic duo. Yeah, it didn't go great last time of things. We didn't catch the troublemaker, and pirates came and stole something from the town of Valley, so now we gotta go to the Owl Temple to shut off the island-repelling technology, which will hopefully make the pirates collide with the islands. A bit of a shaky plan, but I guess that's the best we can do at the moment. Yeah, also we have a teleport device with one of the relics we found on our adventures. Curiously, the evil pirates or the troublemaker, none of them decided to get this teleporty item. We got that for ourselves. So, it's getting a little dark. Let's amscray onwards to the Owl Temple, which should be this way. I think. Music is certainly getting a little ominous. Hold on, Geddy. Whoop. Just hang on down there. So at the end of last episode, I kind of talked a little crazy, a little nonsense about possibly getting a chance to see the creators of Owlboy and ask about them, about the design of this game a little bit. I didn't really have, because it was the end of the episode, I didn't really have much time to elaborate why I had such a nonsense idea in my mind, but I had the chance once to almost see these guys, the guys who made Owlboy, at least the Norwegian side of D-Pad Studio. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. First, the Owl Temple. First of the great temples. Here the owls learned how to control the elements and challenge the natural order. By the end of the first day on, they had mastered water, fire, and wind. Sounds like Earth is missing from that set. And their work here revealed to them the existence of the higher mysteries. So says the Book of Nocte. Oh. And just like that, this guy is gone.
What in the world? Who was that? I guess we won't be alone in here. Let's be careful, Otus.
Yeah, let's do that. That was a spooky cowled figure. Always gets me a little spooked. So yes, in 2018 I was in Retrospillmessen, the gaming convention in Sandefjord, Norway, and the Owlboy guys were there with a panel. And you might be asking, why didn't I go see it? Well, because I did in fact miss that panel. Well, it's a Norwegian convention, and they're Norwegian, so their panel was indeed in Norwegian, so I felt like there's no point in me going to sit in the audience and listen to an hour of a presentation in a language which I don't understand. Of course, I know like a very basic rudimentary Swedish, which is a little bit like Norwegian, so I may have been able to glimpse a word or two in that presentation, but I felt like it wasn't worth it. Oh, now that is an owl statue. Yep, we're in the right place for sure. Oh, no comments from you, Geddy, at this fancy-ass statue? Okay, then. That's interesting. It's cloudy inside this temple. A very curious effect. But honestly, it's really, in some way, it's for the better that I didn't engage the guys from D-Pad, because in 2018 I had yet to play Owlboy, so I wouldn't have really had any context about this game. I mean, maybe they would have sold me on the game if I'd gone and seen their presentation and, like, you know, or been able to talk to them in English, but I would have maybe played this game earlier, but I wouldn't have had any insight to ask about the game at that time. So, you know, Here's hoping they drop by Retrospielmessen or a similar event some other time in the future as well, and then I will actually have some questions about the design of this game to toss their way. I'll try to meet them up and chat them up. Obviously, really no chances, no certain chances about that, but like, it's a nice thing that the guys are Norwegian, which means they're practically in my neighborhood, so it's an actual developer I might have a chance of meeting at some event. On top of, I guess, obviously any Finnish developers, but there's not a whole lot of gaming conventions in Finland. It's actually kind of sad, since we're such a tech-minded culture here in Finland. It's a little sad to me that there isn't much in the way of gaming events. So you may have noticed these masked oculi. They can't be beaten with simple shots. However, the spin attack... Ow! No, my hat! Ah! You win this time, oculi. The spin attack from Otus, which, doesn't damage, but it stuns enemies. It'll also It'll also remove that mask on the masked oculi, and then we can summon Geddy back in. It's a little training for controlling our lad, because when you spin, Geddy disappears. So you want to hit triangle to summon him back. Which way do I want to go? There's this here, which for some reason we can shoot these rocks, even though Geddy's not supposed to be able to shoot rocks. Oh, it all leads to the same room. Okay, not a big deal either way. And no, I'm not gonna be flying back to get the hat again. Obviously not. Unfortunate that oh, that's a bomb boy. Ooh, it's a little weird little creature. Let me just grab you. Maybe we can use this to bomb things. Yes, we can. Unfortunately, the game spawns many of them, which is your clue that there is a bunch of stuff to bomb. So, bombable objects, you can kind of tell them. They're these... Whoa! I didn't realize there's a timer on those things. You learn something new every day. Let's see. That opened a path up there. Okay. But let's still try bombing this. Like, they kind of stick out from the environment, bombable walls. Like, they're got those gribbly grobbly shapes to them. Like this wall here, you can probably tell you can't bomb it. Well, I'll give it a go. For science's sake. Nah, nothing happened, so... Alright, you weird gribbly grooblies. Let's see if we can one-cycle this. Yeah! I don't know if that was the correct use of the term one-cycle, but I got past that spinning wall. So that's all good. Oh! Oh, these scuzzlies. What do we have here? Interesting. I guess we can't get in there. Uh-oh. Oh gosh. Mini oculies. There we go. Alright, that's the room cleared, but we're stuck. There's a gate again, but we can't seem to open it. The only thing we can interact with is this cloud here. Aha! So this magical storm cloud, not only can we move the cloud around, because that's how clouds work, we can either stand or squish it to make some water come out. So, simple introduction to this. This is like the main mechanic of this dungeon's, like, I think, puzzles, is these clouds, if I remember correctly. And also just... And... Filling it out, lights up this lantern, which opens up the door. See, this is what I felt this game would be like when I first booted it up. Like, my impressions, having read about it, apart from the gorgeous art, was that I understood that it was going to be a puzzle platformer. And it's quite puzzly, yes, but I'm a little surprised by the amount of, like, combat in it. My impression was that it was going to be a rather combat-less game. Like, it was just going to be puzzles. So the fact that there's this many enemies to shoot... Oh! Oh my goodness! Some kind of mole monster. Homing mole. Ow! Man. I haven't beaten a single one of these yet. There we go. No? Ah! You weird creature. Alright, fine, you crazy. I guess that's just an introduction to show you how the homing moles work. Speaking of enemies, I would not have expected guys like that to show up in this game, but that's what this game actually is, and there are proper boss fights. We had one last episode with that Seraph turtle, and there'll be more of those. In fact, the boss fights are kind of a pain. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's a couple of great boss fights, but they're a little fiddly to fight. Look, just fighting this mole guy is already obnoxious. Okay, we'll just let that go. It's honestly, it's not very combat heavy in the sense that you don't really get anything from beating enemies. No, that's a lie. There's some areas in the game where... ow! There are some areas of the game where... That's how you beat them. Now I remember. Gotta roll in them, and that'll expose their oddly target-shaped stomach. Alright. Hey, let's go real quick back and check, because now that I've just said that I'm a little curious if we might be missing out on treasure here. Oh yeah, that's a nice feature, by the way. If Geddy is not in our grasp and I hit the fire button, he'll automatically teleport and start shooting in. So that's a nice little detail. Okay, let's party in this room real quick, because the one reward you do get, that's right, sometimes when you clear an area of enemies, a chest will spawn. So that's like one impetus to fight enemies, but otherwise there really isn't a ton of need to fight enemies in this game. You don't get rewarded apart from those chests, and not every encounter with an enemy spawns a chest, so it's not like you're really, in that sense, forced to, like motivated to fight every enemy. In fact, there's a brief moment at the end of the game where you have the option to get non-lethal kills on enemies as well, which is kind of amusing. So in that sense, like, you can avoid a lot of the encounters in this game, and you don't really need the money as well either, per se, except I'd say that the couple of upgrades you get at Buccaneers really make the game easier, so, like, you do kind of want to get that money. But, like, you can spare to miss a couple of chests, is my feeling. Now, what is this here? Oops. It's broken now, whatever it was. I think it was some eggs? Hope no one minds me doing that. Oh, geez. We destroyed these homing mole eggs. Ah, geez. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh, they are feisty today. I just said that you don't need to do encounters in this game, and now we're getting rocked by these moles that we're stuck in this arena. Ooh, nice double. 2 moles down. Ah. Whoa, I'm gonna get destroyed by these guys. Okay, hold on. Okay, whew, that was by the skin of my teeth, man. Once enemies start swarming you, it can get a little sick. Also, like, knockdown effects when you hit a freaking wall can be pretty brutal. Okay, but it looks like this would have been optional as well if we didn't want this huge cachet of money. We could have avoided breaking the eggs and not invoked the wrath of the moles. Is that a fish with a top hat?
Afternoon, sir!
Ah, well, a tip of the hat to you too, sir. Your guess is as good as mine, folks at home. I don't know why there's a fish with a top hat who is so dapper, yes. In any case, let's us carry on. We survived the mole nest. I'm sure we can survive the rest of this temple. I'm gonna guess people don't come to this temple very often, given how treacherous it is with these enemies and stuff. Uh-oh, he's aiming for an attack. So last time we talked about the Latin names for owls, noting that Osseo, Otus, and Strix are all Latin owl names, and I really should have researched this beforehand as well, because it turns out not only do Osseo and Otus mean are different names for owls, different kinds of owls in Latin, but there is an actual straight-up owl, the long-eared owl is straight up named in Latin Osseo Otus. Like, it's just those two names stuck together, which is kind of cool. I really should have looked that up before I started recording all of those. Uh-oh. Oh no, Geddy, I'm sorry. Did not mean to do that. Just gonna grab this cloud here. See where we have to take it. Can we? No, we cannot roll. Oh no, yes, we can't spin, but we can roll. See, there's two mechanics, remember? There's a dodge roll, and then there's the attack spin. Kind of another odd thing. I'd feel a little odd that there's two mechanics that are so similar. Especially when you can't actually kill anything with the spin. You can only stun enemies. I kind of feel like you could have maybe combined the two effects. It wouldn't have broken the game that much. Yeah, the long-eared owl is actually kind of a plain-looking owl, all things considered. Like, I was like, oh, that owl, when I looked up what its Finnish name was, Sarvipöllö. It's a cool owl, because basically all owls are cool. How do you let go of it? There we go. L2 to drop, that's right. But it's not like the top of the pack, I feel, personally. If there's big long-eared owl fans over there, then please write in and tell me why I suck. I'd love to hear the case for the long-eared owl. But oh, let's actually move this up a little more, so we can watch as the torch lights up. Boing! So cloud doesn't block it. Now, after I found that out, I did check the last couple of owl names in this game, just to be sure, and as far as I can tell, the other owls we've met are not named after owls. Fibonacci has nothing to do with owls as far as I can tell, it's just an Italian name. The fib part, or the phi part, references a Latin word filus, son, so it like means son of Bonacci, the name Fibonacci. I did not look up what Bonacci means, I couldn't find that out easily, so maybe an owl in Italian is Bonacci, I don't know. But the other one, of course, is Solus. He was that kind of timid, snowy owl character we met, who Fib and Bonacci were picking on. Solus does not mean owl, it is Latin. It does not mean owl. By the way, if you guys are wondering what these... We saw one of these weird like vents here. What they are is... Oh, I can't actually go up here, but those are blocks for these clouds, basically. Like, you can't move a cloud past that jet stream. It'll, like, disintegrate the cloud. Although we can't even get it up here through anyway, so I don't know why this is here. Oh well. Maybe you can, like, use some exploit to, like, get through here with the cloud. Soulless, yeah, it does not mean, oh no! We lost our ability to fly because of these darn waterfalls. So we had to do some actual platforming for a change. Don't worry, I got this. Does not mean owl, soulless. It does mean lonely or alone or solitary in Latin. Which I guess is the impression you get from Soulless a little bit. He seemed to be a very lonely figure, didn't he? Being by his lonesome. We didn't see him in... Oh, well, we didn't see Fib and Bonacci either, but we didn't see Soulless when we had the big town meeting. And he kind of just was by his lonesome in town, so we're supposed to infer that he's kind of a lonely figure. Soulless. Okay, so was I talking BS last time, or will this destroy the cloud? Yes, it will. Okay, cool. I remembered how this worked. Now the question is, what is the purpose of this cloud then? If there is... We can't fly it over here. Well, let's go reconnoiter ahead and see if we can't figure out... Ah, well, here's the tricky little situation. Here's the fountain we need to fill up, but that's a plug. Can I... Okay. So that's how that works. Oh, but we're gated off here. Now, as you can see, the plug is not a, like, object which breaks. We can't break it. It seems to be a permanent object, which is your clue that we have to use this plug. For example, not like that. Let's try one more time. Let's try... There we go. So, it was a multiple-use plug, so... Oh, whoops, I guess I let go of it too close to the ground? I don't know why it disintegrated there. But in any case, okay, there we go. So yeah, we... the puzzle here is to move this cloud around while using the plug to plug these up. Again, not much of a puzzle. Well, I mean, it's a puzzle, but it's not a very tricky one. But, like, I'm always a little bit grateful in part when the puzzles are, like, real easy, not like real brain busters, because I am not a smart person. Or I'm not at least very puzzle-minded. I'm not very out of the box in my thinking, so, I'm always a little relieved when, like, a puzzle is a very step A, step B, step C. I don't remember there being, any super tricky puzzles in this game, actually. Obviously not because I beat the game. There is one really embarrassing moment where I did go and look up. It wasn't so... I guess it isn't really much of a puzzle at all, but it's simply that I didn't think to use one of the game mechanics. Like, I was not thinking, again, not thinking outside the box. I was... Go down here. Interesting. No secrets by the looks of it. Just checking down here. Yeah, you... I will call it out because I'm a glutton for punishing myself, so I will happily call out where I was so stupid that I had to look up an incredibly simple thing, but I thought that you were supposed to use one mechanic in that moment, and was frustrated when it didn't work, like what am I doing wrong, and I didn't even stop to think that maybe my assumption of mechanics was wrong to begin with and I should have used a completely different mechanic. Which, was the case. Big pile of luminescent roots there. Well, we can't do anything about them for the moment, so let's... Oh my goodness. What are these? Whoa, fire-breathing lava puppers. Oh gosh, gotta watch out for those flamethrowers. Hey! Oh no, I'm on fire! Okay. Oh, I see what... I think we have to get behind it? Like... Because it's got a kind of a stony face. Maybe I'm... My problem is I'm not getting hits in its face. Alright, well that's the lava hounds dealt with. We can't shoot those down, so... I guess when I said that you don't have to fight enemies in this game is a bit of a lie, because, for example, in this area, it would have been rough trying to juggle Geddy and this cloud and everything else with those puppers active and blasting fire in my face. So, yeah, maybe, yeah, I'm not saying I'm not gonna go after enemies in this game, obviously, but, like, the tone of is kind of interesting in terms of combat in this game, I feel. I feel like, combat is not like the, well, it's not, at least not all the time, is not the, like, main event in this game. It's more ancillary, which in other platformers, Metroidvanias, is, more like, more on the forefront, I guess. They're leaning even harder on exploration in this game, I feel. Except for the boss fights, which I think we're about to get to one very soon, so once again, there will be some bosses to face. Yes. Yeah, but honestly, yeah, like I said, I'm actually surprised that there is as much combat in this game as there is, because, I don't know, it just seems like a very peaceful game. So the fact that there is so much combat in general is a little surprising to me. You know, we got, like, straight-up mechanics here, you know. Oh, there we go, another treasure we got for beating all the enemies. Nice. There is actual mechanics here about, like, getting the right angle to hit them, since hitting them in the face doesn't seem to really work. There we go. Treasures. Treasure shouldn't be a huge problem. Like, on my first playthrough, I got everything except the final upgrade, which, of course, I don't know how good the final upgrade is. Like, maybe it's a real big boy upgrade and it makes the game way, way, way easier. I don't know. But, like, I got all the other ones except the very final one, the Starlight Cloak, and I feel like... I feel like those were, like, good enough. Well, obviously they were good enough because I beat the game, but, like, they were, like, what I needed to beat the game, and the game is fair with money on that sense. Although there is one tricky mini-game that you do have to play at one point. I think that's required if you want to get everything but Starlight Cloak. We'll see. I'm gonna do that mini-game because I know I can do it, but... just heads up, there will be a tricky mini-game at one point to play. Ah, got too close. I really... Should not get close range with these, but... try to get around them, you know. There we go. See, no extra treasure this time. Nothing popped out when we killed those 3 lava hounds. Oh. There's a big shiny coin there. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I got that big shiny coin there when I first played this through. I believe these are like the very special collectibles of the game. I think that's why they show that here at this point, is like just to make a heads up, there's these items to collect. Because the one coin I did find was not telegraphed like this. That was just me going adventuring down a side path. Another little nice gameplay moment to teach you of mechanics. This time to know that there's gonna be things like that to watch out for. Man, it is getting purpley here. It's getting a little Jimi Hendrixy in here. Well, I got a fetish. No. I'm getting rocked by these damn lava hounds. There we go. That's what I was trying to remember. Can you beat these guys? And sure enough, their magmatic constitution cannot handle so much water. Sploosh! I love you get a little extra animation when you beat them with the water buckets. They turn to stone and then fall down. It's very cute.